Effective versus successful managers. Effective managers get things done, such as meeting sales quotas, motivating employees, and solving problems. On the other hand, successful managers are compensated through promotions, recognitions, bonuses, etc. But the ultimate question is this: are effective managers also successful? Most of the time, effective managers are not compensated based on their efforts because, although they help achieve organizational goals, they may lack this certain skill that gets them noticed. Networking. Yes, technical skills are not enough. You also need to spend time with other people and make sure your dedication gets noticed.
Morning sa inyo lahat, except kay Georgette.
Evidently, in management functions, roles, and skills, dealing with other people is inevitable. That's why there's a need to study people's skills, also known as organizational behavior. What is organizational behavior? It is a field that studies how people interact in a workplace. This subject also helps leaders improve productivity and teamwork. It focuses on these areas in the following order: individuals, groups, and structure. Systematic study. Organizational behavior is a systematic study, not just opinions. It looks at relationships between variables, causes and effects, and rigorous scientific methods, such as data gathering, controlling conditions, measuring and interpreting data, etc. Evidence-based management. In making decisions, managers not only use their intuition, they also need data on where to back up their choices. Disciplines that contribute to organizational behavior. Number 1, psychology. Psychology is the science of the mind. It helps us understand why people think, feel, and act the way they do. Managers use psychology to improve motivation, job satisfaction, and performance. Want employees to stay motivated? Psychology says recognition plus rewards equals happy workforce. Number 2, social psychology. Social psychology is like psychology, but with a twist. It focuses on how people influence each other, including leadership, teamwork, and decision-making. Ever been in a meeting where one person dominates? Social psychology explains why leaders emerge and how group decisions happen. Number 3, sociology. Sociology looks at how people interact within groups, cultures, and society. Number 4, anthropology. Anthropology teaches us how societies function. Ever notice how meetings in Japan emphasize hierarchy, but meetings in Silicon Valley are super informal? Anthropology explains why culture shapes business, developing an organizational behavior model. Models are graphical representations of reality. A famous example is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. In organizational behavior, the most basic model is this. This model begins with individuals. Then these individuals create groups, and clusters of groups create an organization. And the arrow represents the increasing level of complexity as we move from individual to organizational behavior. Organizational behavior variables. Independent variables affect dependent variables. For example, high motivation increases productivity. The motivation is the independent variable, while the productivity is the dependent variable. Dependent variables. Let's look at some common dependent variables in another video.